What else we got? I don't know, do you ski or anything?
I don't ski.
Well, me either. So look at that. You both don't ski.
You can feel the amount of clicks this is gonna get. The clicks and likes.
We're nailing it.
By the childless non-skiing community.
Childless
who
Jewish
feels that we are
non-skiers.
now their chosen family.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm Billy Eichner.
And I'm Seth Rogen.
Today we're going to be comparing notes.
We're going to be talking about things that we did not know that we had in common. Let's get started. You both are part of the Xennial generation.
I guess that's true.
Okay, yeah, I'm a geriatric millennial. I think.
I feel more Gen X, but I'm 1978.
I'm 1982.
That is.
I think I'm firmly a millennial.
Yeah, you're firmly elder millennial.
Elder millennial.
Yeah, and I'm kind of on the cusp. Although I feel more like I saw Reality Bites in the movie theater, and I feel that makes me Gen X.
I think I did too. So yeah. I agree. Yeah, if social media was around when I was in high school, especially, I would have been cooked, as the kids say.
The things as a young gay child who loved musical theater that I would have put on YouTube that would be there.
It's good you didn't have access to that.
Thank God I couldn't capture myself in video footage.
I was making a lot of like comedic films with my friends that, again, I'm very happy are isolated to like some VHS tape somewhere and do not exist outside of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I spent so much time in the record store.
Oh yeah.
And I know vinyl.
Yeah, we would hang out in the record store all the time.
And even when I got older, as like a struggling actor in my 20s in New York, I spent so much time in the Virgin Megastore.
Yeah.
Because you could just listen to music for free. And I know I sound old, but I miss holding magazines. I miss holding newspapers and CDs. Like there's just something about I sound old, but like there's something about holding it in your hand.
Yes, couldn't agree more.
I grew up in Forest Hills in Queens, in New York City.
Home of Run DMC.
Home of Run DMC.
Yeah.
I actually went to junior high school and day camp with one of Seth's good friends, David Krumholtz, the actor.
One of my best friends. Was texting him about the drones over New Jersey just this morning.
Yes. And David was at my bar mitzvah. We know each other since we were young kids. And I was a real New York City kid. I loved it. I went to high school in Manhattan on the subway every day, and I loved it. It's the best.
I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia, and it was great, getting into trouble, taking the bus. I left Vancouver when I was 16 and moved to Los Angeles, and that's when I met David Krumholtz and befriended him.
It all comes back to David Krumholtz.
Exactly. That is the thing we have in common.
Yes.
David Krumholtz.
We really have him in common.
You both have been in holiday films. Yes.
Yeah.
What one were you in?
Good questions. Yeah. I would say it's a little scene holiday film, though with a great cast. I think they're referring to Noel.
We must have a new Santa. Gabriel, Kringle.
Me? I'm in the tech department and loving it.
With Anna Kendrick,
and Bill Hader,
Shirley MacLaine, Julie Haggerty. That cast was so amazing.
I worked with Julie Haggerty once. She's
Julie
a genius.
Haggerty and friggin' Shirley MacLaine, who
great.
told me the secret to living long, and she's like in her 90s now, was to put a drop of oil of oregano under your tongue every day.
And do you do that?
I bought it. But I never did it.
You never did it. At the end of the day, you're like, why do I want to live? Yeah, I was in a movie called The Night Before with me and Anthony Mackie and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joe Gordon-Levitt.
Do I look weird now?
Yes, you look weird. Still weird. Weirder.
It's a very funny movie, and it did not do that well in theaters, but it did fine. I remember when we made the movie, we were like, we want to make a movie that people watch every year around the holidays, and we sort of succeeded in that. We shot in New York, which was great and fun, but we shot it in August, and so we would cover streets in fake snow and Christmas lights and stuff like that, and we're dressed for winter throughout the entire movie, and New York in August is unbearably hot. And I remember thinking, like, oh man, I wish we were shooting this in the actual winter. It'd be much more comfortable. And then we shot for 1 week in the actual winter, and it was one of the most miserable weeks of my entire life. And it was so cold I like couldn't speak. I remember trying to do a scene and like my face, like the muscles in my face froze. And then I was like, oh, I didn't realize how good I had it in August. Yeah.
This is funny. Will Ferrell shot Billy on the Street with me, and it was a Christmas-themed segment that we shot in the middle of July.
Yeah.
On the streets of New York. It was 90 degrees, like such a humid New York summer day, and we are in wool Christmas onesies giving out Christmas gifts, and we were sweating so much that at one point to take a break, we ran into this electronics store, which was open to the public, and Will, I'm not kidding, just took off the onesie and was like in his underwear. It was like a scene out of a Will Ferrell movie because he was just sweating so much.
It's hot.
It was crazy, yeah.
You both played yourselves on The Simpsons.
Oh,
I did play myself on
yeah.
The Simpsons.
I did. I played myself as an 8-year-old.
Billy, preschool is over, new skanks.
I've played myself on The Simpsons, and I've played fictional characters on The Simpsons.
Oh, you have?
It's true. I have. I've done both on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
I actually wrote a Simpsons episode.
You did?
Me and Evan, we knew Jim Brooks a little bit, and Ricky Gervais had written an episode we heard, and we heard if Ricky Gervais can write an episode, why the hell can't we?
Anyone can.
And so we went and pitched an episode of The Simpsons to Jim Brooks, and we are credited with writing an episode of The Simpsons. Yeah.
Wow.
Did you record with everybody?
Nope, by myself.
When I did it the first time, the way they record The Simpsons is the whole cast is in a room together.
They are?
And they recorded it almost real time. And I think that's the only way they can do it efficiently. But the entire actual cast is in a big room together in a circle of microphones.
Wow.
And if the episodes are 22 minutes long, they probably record them in 35 minutes, basically.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I got to record with the entire cast of The Simpsons, which was unbelievably cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I did not. I recorded alone and for no money. The
no money thing prevails.
No, I'm not complaining. It's an honor to be a part of it. But yeah, it was very cool. And then I played Billy on the Street on Family Guy, which was also
transcend
fun.
all.
Yes,
all
I play
animated.
myself. I'm holding out for Hanna-Barbera. Okay.
Seth MacFarlane emailed me once and was like, "We have this joke, like essentially making fun of you, and either you can do it or I will, but it's going to be on the show either way."
This is the Seth Rogen gene. It will give you the appearance of being funny even though you haven't actually done anything funny.
Hey, Doc, are we gonna be much longer? I gotta get some beers with the fellows before I go out on this date.
How charming and chubby.
You both have been nominated for Primetime Emmy Awards, but never won.
Yeah.
That is true.
Haven't won anything.
No, I've been nominated for a few Emmys that I have not won, I think, over the years.
I've lost 4 Emmys, 1 daytime, and 3 primetime.
Wow. I've lost, I think, 3 or 4 Primetime Emmy Awards in various jobs over the years. I've lost a few Golden Globes. I've lost.
That's big.
Yeah,
though.
I know. Maybe one day I'll lose an Oscar. First nominated for an Emmy in 2004, 20 years ago, for writing for the Ali G Show on HBO.
That's cool.
And The Daily Show was having its biggest, funniest year ever, and was dominating culture in a way few comedy shows have in the history of television. And I remember actually my friend Rodney Rothman, who's a writer who has since won an Academy Award, said, "Here's what's going to happen. You know you're not going to win. And right now, this was weeks before, he's like, everything in your brain is telling you that you're not going to win because you're not going to win, and The Daily Show is going to win. But what's going to happen is right when they start announcing your category, you are going to convince yourself, oh, maybe we are going to win.
This happens.
And then when you lose, it will come with all the disappointment as though you were the favorite to win the entire time.
Yeah.
And you will be as devastated as you would be if everyone was telling you you were going to win for months. And that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
That does happen. I wasn't devastated because I knew Billy on the Street was always in categories with Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
So I knew they win every time.
That doesn't seem fair.
It doesn't seem right. Also, I literally, when I was campaigning for it, I remember going on Seth Meyers and saying, Lorne won't even know that he won another one.
Why does Lorne Michaels need another award?
Yeah.
No, he won't.
He has like 100.
Yes.
I will really appreciate
Big
it.
thing.
He has millions of dollars,
Yes.
countless awards. You know what I have?
What?
Student loans. I do.
This didn't really work, this campaign strategy. But yeah, you do at the very end, no matter how much you know you're gonna lose, for a second you're like, but what if I win?
It's happened, crazy things have happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My first Emmy I was nominated for was a daytime Emmy, and I lost to the host of Cash Cab.
The cash cab, it's 3 strikes and you're out.
Oh, wow. That guy's pretty good. That guy's driving and reading questions.
That's true.
at the
I'm
same
only
time.
walking.
You're only
I'm
walking.
only walking.
I am out here on the street today with Seth Rogen. We're about to hit the street for a very special segment I like to call Death Rogen. Are you ready, Seth?
I am ready.
That episode didn't get nominated for any awards,
No.
unfortunately.
No, I think it was part of a season that did get nominated.
Ah, there you go.
And lost.
And lost. To Saturday Night Live.
To Saturday Night Live, absolutely, yeah.
You both.
Played Timon and Pumbaa on The Lion King and Mufasa.
It was great. We knew each other. It was very flattering to get cast in these roles. Especially Jon Favreau cast us, and I've known him since I was like a teenager. So it seemed like together we would be a good team, that we would be able to bring like a good energy to it, like that we were kind of similar enough to the original characters that it wasn't disrespectful, but we were different enough that it felt like we could bring something new to the roles. Yeah. When I was young, I remember looking at Jon Favreau being like, if that guy can make it as an actor, I think I can.
Scar looked at us. He knew it was the end of the line. I could smell the fear.
Actually, that was me, not the fear.
We record together the entire thing.
Exclusively.
Yeah. And Timon and Pumbaa are a comedy duo.
Yeah.
You know, you really can't do it any other way. And we improvise so much, and a shocking amount of that ad-libbing gets into the movie and then gets animated.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
At great expense to the Walt
great
Disney
expense.
Corporation.
But I think that's why it works, because you can feel that spontaneity, which is pretty rare in this big Disney family movie. To have that type of kind of raw improv make it to the screen is pretty unusual.
Yeah.
Don't go there.
Rafiki's right. We'll get letters from legal.
Thank you so much. We hope you've learned as much about us as we've learned about each other.
We've compared notes.
Now go see Mufasa,
Go
the
see
Lion King.
Mufasa, and I hope you don't have any notes.
No, if you do, it's too late.
It's too late.
They made it.
It was locked like 6 months ago.
Yeah.